Hello everyone, Robert Rambles here, and welcome back to WoW Classic Vanilla and our Hardcore Mage playthrough. Thank you guys so much for joining me here today and for clicking on the video. I do appreciate you, and I hope you are all doing well. We are going to go get the rest of our human skulls today. Yeah, I kind of had a hard cap on how long I could play yesterday, and I had to get off at a certain time. And I had already gone past that time, so while I would have loved to hit level 25 or finish up the skulls, I just wasn't able to do it. So we're going to start right back there today. We are also going to start off by buffing ourselves, because we are smart. We'll make some water, we'll make some food. We'll get punched in the face by a starving mountain lion. He must have smelled the mage food or something, I don't know. 158 crit is a good way to start. It was almost another jump scare. I was staring down at my action bar like an idiot. And then I looked up, and by the time I looked up, the mountain lion was about right there. So yeah, almost another jump scare. Level 30 Tauren warrior, man, he looks like a badass. Sword and boarding. I wonder what spec he is. Oh, can we not see their specs in Classic? Now, we could try to go after the blacksmiths and his apprentices. We need the shipment of iron. That would definitely yield at least a couple of human skulls. We could try that. We could see what level they are. The quest is level 26. We are level 24. I do think I'm going to have to do Shadowfang Keep soon. We only have one of the quests right now, Book of I think there's another one, at least one we could pick up. No, there's two in Sepulchre, and there should be one more in the Undercity. But I don't see it. Maybe there are only three, the two in Sepulchre and the one we have. The one we have came from Undercity, but I thought there was one that Barry Mothras gave us. Maybe I'm getting that confused with a Ragefire Chasm quest. Alright, we have lots of guards around the blacksmith, which is smart when you think about it. It is kind of a strategic target. We have a warrior buddy who's coming in here. Blacksmith Varrington is hanging out with his councilman here. We're gonna tag him. Now he's level 26. He is gonna be a little bit beefy, I feel like. We're not gonna kill the councilman. We are gonna run from the councilman. Yeah. Alright, let's get out of here. Yeah, he's a frost mage. We can't frost ward. It was close. We took the hit. We won't take any more subsequent hits. Alright, we're outranging him. There we go. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and drink. Let's not forget to grab the shipment of iron, because I almost did forget about it as an objective. And now we're just waiting for some more apprentices to respawn. Let's go check around the front of the building here. Our warrior buddy's taking care of the footmen for us. I appreciate that. Yeah, there's nobody else hanging out over here by the bellows or anything, so I guess we are just in a kind of a holding position. What we can do is we can work on some of the peasants over here for the skulls. And we'll see how that goes. We have to be careful of the respawns and of the footmen. So maybe we come more over here. We want to be somewhere where we can see the blacksmith, but not too close. Let's just get rid of this guard first thing straight away. I feel like when you use blink to get away from a frozen target, unless you blink through them, if you turn and blink away, I often feel like we end up out of range of Frostbolt. Which just creates an awkward lost moment where we have to reposition. But maybe I should practice trying to blink through them and making sure that the blink through them is clear. It might be a little bit more efficient than running away like I've grown accustomed to doing. 23 people. Quite a few people on this morning. For 9:30 in the morning on a Friday. Always nice to see. Not a lot of people in this little area, thankfully. Just our little warrior buddy so far. You look like you might aggro everything around that area. And you two are definitely linked together. Oh, the choices. Let's try to pull here and just see what happens. My depth perception is kind of off. I can't tell if... okay, he came with one. Let's do that. Let's blink away. And yeah, same thing here as usual. I'm not going to fight that one. We are just going to run over here and leash it because I don't have mana. We're kind of at that point where we're fighting enemies that I don't feel super confident in taking two of them on consecutively. For obvious reasons. I'm thinking yeah, there he goes. Okay, let's go ahead and drink up. Eventually we'll also make some food too. If anything sounds a little bit off with the audio today, it's because I'm putting my microphone in different positions. I've been really trying to work on my posture. My posture has gone to pot since the last... oh god, it's been a long time now since I've been in an office. Since 2020, I guess. And yeah, I've noticed that since then my chair posture, especially while gaming, has gotten really, really bad. And I'm getting like pains in my neck and jaw and lower back and like all these problems. And I'm kind of at an age where I need to avoid problems like that are just going to be chronic and pile up over time. So if I sound a little weird, it's because the mic is moving around a bit because I am moving around a bit trying to find and maintain a good posture. I'm actually looking at a graphic of what good posture should look like so that I can sit here, glance at it in my second monitor occasionally and emulate it. That's how dire the situation is. So yeah, sorry about that. And the long explanation of it. Okay, well that was rude. Give you a little flame shock for that. Got a level 30, a lot of level 30 warriors out today. It gives me hope because I've been thinking recently about our first character on the official Blizzard hardcore server, like what would it be? And I don't know, I kind of feel like it's going to have to be a warrior. Let's just try it right away because I'd love to get a warrior to 60, but if it's not going to happen, let's... or we could do something we haven't done before, which is like when we go on the Blizzard hardcore server, we could pick a class and we could just keep at it until we get it. That could be something different, and then that way it can live in one playlist. It can just be the hardcore warrior playlist, and then that playlist keeps going even when the, you know, warrior A, B, C die while we're on warrior D 60 episodes in. So I've been thinking about that. I feel like that might be better. I feel like that might be better, especially if we're seriously just focusing on getting a class to 60. We're growing the familiarity and the muscle memory. And just sticking on that class could be the way to do it. I want to pull this guy, but we're going to have to sheep. Let's sheep here. Oh, look at that. It didn't even pull him. We had enough distance. That would have pulled, though, with him being frozen in place and him pathing around a little bit, I think. Oh, nice. He froze himself on our frost shield. Maybe we try to kill this guy? We have Frost Shield, but do we have enough mana to kill him? Because he's got some resistances going as well. It's going to come down to that. I don't feel confident with that. Yeah. We need a little bit of mana back because we got to blink ourselves out of here. He's gonna keep hitting us with it. Yeah, let's do that. Whew. Yeah, see, staying in was a really bad idea. I can't do stuff like that. Alright, the good news is we're about to ding. The bad news is... well, we have 2 of 4, so we only need 4. That's not bad, actually. We dinged by sitting here. I'm not sure. Oh, maybe somebody died that we were fighting. Maybe another player. Yeah, that must have been it. Well, that's the weirdest way I've ever leveled. Sitting and drinking while another player off in the distance kills the mob that we ran from. How, though? Because it would have reset. Because we were out of combat, so how does that make sense? Interesting. Let's take a look at our talents here. Okay, we're going into Shatter, which will increase the critical strike chance of our spells against frozen targets. So anytime somebody's in a Frostbite or a Frost Nova and we hit them with a Frost spell, we'll have a higher chance to crit. Stacking that with our higher crit damage is going to be what makes us an absolute DPS powerhouse at some point in the near future. So stay tuned for that. I'm kind of assuming that we are competing with this level 30 Orc Warrior for the apprentices. Obviously, he doesn't need Varrington. It's interesting that Varrington is now respawning faster, seemingly, than the apprentices are. So there's that. That doesn't really help us out at the moment. He was pretty bulky, so I don't really want to fight him again. Just to clear him. I'm afraid also that if we're over here, we might be missing respawns. So maybe I'll come over this way. We'll fight the bear. No chance to drop a human skull, obviously, but we'll get a little bit of kill XP while we wait. He's moving on, so that could be good for us. Well, we had a footman respawn, not exactly what we were in the market for. I do see an apprentice inside, but we're gonna have to mana up after this fight. Oh, we can actually use the sweet nectar now because we dinged. That's awesome. Well, we do need water that refills our mana just a little bit faster. It would be pretty spectacular quality of life. Sorry about that, my puppy just came up to me, started whining. He burst into my office, pushing his whole 6 pounds right through the cracked door, and started jumping up on my leg and crying at me because he wants to go into what is now his chair bed. I have a second chair that was even less comfortable than my current chair that he has a little dog bed and a blanket on, and now he lives in chair bed most of the morning while I record my first few episodes. Rolling them around a little bit so you can get a good look at the goings-on in Azeroth here. Alright, we do have apprentices up. I should probably be paying attention to, like, the game and not my dog, as cute as he is. I'm worried here because I feel like we're gonna pull multiples. Nope. There we go. Let's pull him and we'll be ready to sheep and run. Seems like we're good. I don't see anybody else running to help. And that is 4 out of 4 for those guys. We have 23 out of 30 human skulls, so let's hang around here and let's get the rest of the human skulls. You know, that being said, we're going to be sent back, but I'd like to be able to turn in the human skulls quest just to get the experience for it now. So we'll hang out here for a little bit unless things start to get too dicey, like they might happen to do if I don't remember to refill my mana. See how this fight goes. We need like a lucky crit or two here. Ooh, we are going to be looking low on mana. Let's back off a little bit. And let's hope that our regen kicks in here if we're not casting for a second. There he goes. These fields are really tricky. With the trees, I do have a hard time judging if the guys are close enough to each other to pull. I guess like a more top-down view does help out a little bit. Just involves pulling our camera out to Warcraft 3 levels of field of view. See, now we're still in combat with something. I feel like right before the rogue pulled this guy, our mob must have also aggroed him. And so now we are in combat with that one until the rogue kills it, which he just did. Alright, there's the two over here. Let's see what the rogue does next. Yeah, I like how they just kind of stand on top of each other. Oh, he went in on him. I'm going to see if I can grab this one out of sap. Because apparently sap does not tag the target for you. I don't want to kill Farmer Kalaba just in case somebody comes along who actually needs her, and I don't know if she has a likelihood of dropping a human skull or not. So we'll leave her alone. We can't blink through fences. Okay. I suppose that does make sense. We can blink up hills, which you'd think we would just blink into the earth, which is the same problem that the fence presents, is like it's a physical object. We got the cow again, didn't we? Oh yeah. Yep, it's a goner. I'm not intentionally frost novaing the cow every time we're here. Oh, hello. Okay. I am just gonna leash this guy, since we have 90 mana left. So yesterday I had the mispleasure of coming across what I will call WoW Hardcore Death compilations. Thanks, Asmongold. These things are depressing, don't watch them. Yeah, but it's kind of at the same time, it's like a train wreck, you can't look away. But yeah, I wouldn't advise it. I want to see the compilation video for the people, like, for the moment they hit 60. At least if I'm gonna see the compilation video of, like, people dying, I want to see the opposite. Just to balance out the universe, you know? What I worry about is obviously, you know, there's much more content for compilations of hardcore deaths than there are for hardcore success stories. That is a statistical fact, I guess. We are but he is running, so that's okay. Well, that was I should have known that the rogue was going for that guy. That was my fault. I mean, I saw the rogue kill the one and then disappear, so that was on me. Let's see if we can pull this one without pulling either of these two. Possibly the worst spot to Frost Nova him on his little journey out. I'm really surprised he didn't pull the other guy. He resisted at least 2 frostbites and all that, though. I saw a couple of resist pop right there at the end. It had to be frostbite resist. Okay, so the tailor running in here, he freaked me out. Because the first thing that happened is I didn't really recognize what type of mob he was. And yeah, it was weird. But I see now that he was fighting this undead priest down there. You know, I've been eagerly refreshing Wowhead through the past couple of days, but there hasn't been any more news about any of the classic announcements that came last week. Which is a little bit surprising. I really thought they'd push out some more details by weeks. Well, you know, it's Friday and it's early, but I feel like Thursday afternoons are usually when they release some official news, but maybe they'll do it on a Friday. So I will keep refreshing Wowhead throughout the day. Do I want to fight these guys now particularly? I'd much rather fight the farmhands. I've been really bad recently about buffing people. We've been near lots of casters, and I haven't buffed anybody. That's true. It does cost quite a bit of mana to buff, and when I'm trying to go from fight to fight, it kind of makes it hard to want to stand there and buff everybody, as rude as that might sound. Buffing people in this kind of area could put you in danger as a mage, because you're not going to have the mana to escape, potentially. You know, like when two guys hyper spawn right on your face. Yeah, like when that happens. And we killed the chicken. We are just on a farm animal murdering rampage today. Yep, I'm absolutely incorrigible. Let's go ahead and drink our sweet nectar to full. Speaking of buffs, we don't have our own buffs. And I'm not really sure for how long, but suffice to say for at least a minute. I've been pretty good recently about remembering the buffs. I kind of use them as a marker for how long I've played. So I tend to glance at them every once in a while. But apparently not this morning, because I did not refill my coffee before coming into my office. So, yeah. And in my case, like a single percentage of mental attention is a lot, because there just isn't a lot to work with to begin with. Yeah, let's go ahead and refill first before we go on to anybody else here. We're still at 26 out of 30. We've been hovering at 26 for a little while now, I feel like. The drop rate is inconsistent. Sometimes you'll get a few, sometimes it'll be a drought between. But, you know, we're used to that kind of thing in Classic. I realize that a thing that makes, like, modern day drop rate quests and collection quests boring in retail is that 98% of the time it's 100% drop rate. And so when you're doing a pickup quest that's 100% drop rate, sure, it matters for the narrative framing of the quest, but what happens is it feels exactly the same as a kill quest. So then you're doing a kill quest, and in the meantime you're doing a kill the guy and loot the item quest, and then you're doing a click the thing off the ground, and there's a billion things to click, so it's not like you're actually trying to find it. And it's like, so I guess like when you say like retail is easy, the combat is not easy in retail. Especially if you don't have heirlooms and you're just like an undergeared scrub, you can get killed lots. We get killed lots. Check out any of my retail playthroughs where we level through BFA, the Shaman, the Mage, you'll see us getting kill lots, but the questing is easier. And not that it's easier maybe, but that it feels a lot more monotonous. It feels a lot more monotonous because, like, you know, here we need to farm 30 skulls. We don't know when they're going to drop. We just kind of have to do it. You'd think that would be the boring part, but it's like the predictability of the drops is what makes it boring. Whereas when there's more randomness and less consistency, you just have to stay engaged. At least that's how I feel about it, if any of that made sense to you. It's been a topic that's been on my mind a lot, which is what creates engagement in Classic that doesn't exist in retail. And we've talked about a few things in the past. My big theory about immersion is that travel time matters. Having your feet firmly stuck on the earth actually matters to make a questing experience like this feel like a journey. And you don't have that in retail anymore. And you probably never will again, unless they come up with some arbitrary reason why we can't have mounts for an expansion. But I think that would piss so many people off that they would never do it, because people collect mounts, people love mounts, there's store mounts. How could they not have an expansion with flying mounts? How? They can't anymore. They can't have an expansion without flying mounts now, because they have to sell you flying mounts on their store. So, like, no matter how much they want to create a sense of journey in retail, the biggest part of the journey, like making sure players just have to stay on the surface of the planet for the most part, unless they're taxiing, the biggest part of the journey just is gone. It's never going to come back, because they're always going to have to sell you flying mounts. They're never going to be able to be like, this is the expansion of having your boots on the ground in a classical way, and we're not going to have flying. They're never going to be able to do that. It's going to be impossible to put flying back in the box and even say, like, look, you can't fly until max level. Because after dragon riding, people A, are never going to want a traditional fly again, and they shouldn't, because dragon riding is actually fun mechanically. And they're also going to expect to get their equivalent mount for the expansion right away in the intro experience, because that's what we did in Dragonflight. So, you know, for me, for retail, there's no going back to that kind of immersion that makes you feel like you're a character on a journey in a world. We're not ever going to go back to that. And I think that at some level the devs realize this, and that's why we have Classic. And now what we need for Classic in that regard is just more content, right? We need a true conceptualized Classic Plus to happen, so that we can keep this journey in this era, but there can be more. What do you guys think? What is it about Classic that gets you immersed? If you're somebody who maybe you don't play retail anymore, maybe you play both, but you enjoy them for different reasons, but what gets you immersed in Classic the most? Hey, now I scoped in there. I didn't see a second Taylor. Where were you hiding? Yes, we did just break our, you know, we're not sticking around for the end of this. We just had a string of bad luck. We had a couple of resist, we have the extra guy in sheep. You know, we broke our frostbite with our frost nova, and then he must have resisted the actual freeze on the frost nova, so he did not freeze. Just a string of like horrible bad luck. starting with pulling the second one. So yeah, I'm okay to have bailed out of that. We probably could have killed him, but we were just getting to a point where we were in unnecessary danger. If danger is unnecessary and escape route is possible, you should flee. Rule number 2 of hardcore. Surviving hardcore. Rule number 2. We'll build them out in time in a random order. We'll put them together later. But yeah, I think that's a good one. If you can flee and you're not feeling great about the fight, just flee. Even if the thought, especially I think when the thought comes, I can probably kill it. I can probably kill it. 5 words that if you think to yourself, you should go. Quickly go away. Pop any evasion abilities you have, pop any defensive cooldowns you have, and get away. Because if you have the thought, I can kill it, I think I can kill it, that means that there's doubt. And that's rule number 3 of surviving hardcore. If there is any doubt, there is no doubt. Ronin, good movie. Just check it out. We need one more skull. I'll try not to frost kill the cow again. And there we go. Looking at the way back, we don't need anything on the way back, so let's use the Hearthstone and we will return to Terran Mill. And I think then we're going to have to do a little bit of thinking on what we want to do next. And it might be going back to the Barrens.
What do you require?
What else? Ooh, I didn't see these mana potions. Very nice surprise. Scroll of Strength we don't need. I think I have one of these already. I don't think we're going to need this. Let me know if I'm wrong and I'll keep future ones, but I don't think... I know we need pearls. We have 3 pearls in the bank, but I don't think we need like shadow gems and stuff. Alright, let's grab a little bit of sweet nectar. I would like to use that for a while. Until we get our next rank of Mage Water.
Farewell.
I haven't got all day.
The town of Hillsbrad is in disarray, and we believe it will soon fall. We must, however, persist in our ruthlessness until the human scum are wiped from the foothills entirely, or even for eternity. Sometimes my brain will just make up the ending of a sentence that makes sense to me. Despite their overwhelming losses, the humans rally around their leadership and keep fighting. We must eliminate their leader, Magistrate Burnside, as well as the town council. Destroy their revered political document as well, the Hillsbrad Proclamation. And while you're at it, steal the town registry, just for giggles.
Beware the living.
Why not just steal the list of every resident who we've already slaughtered?
Speak quickly.
Perfect.
Watch your back.
And dude is happy to have his human skulls. Okay. Okay, so yeah, let's have a look. We are probably not doing this stuff right now. That's gonna be too dangerous. We can go after this. We can go here. We haven't done this quest at all. So this guy wants us to build a bomb to blow up the Dwarven Keep or the Dwarven mining operation. We have to go get the ingredients off of random dwarves, I think. The riflemen, soldiers, and officers in the keep are known to have the supplies. So that would be fighting our way into a Dwarven Keep, which we've seen those kinds of keeps before. There's actually one of them here. And they can get really dicey, so we can check it out, but if the guys are higher level, then it's probably going to be a no-go. Other than that, did we have anything left to pick up around Camp Tarajo? The Ishami Hul, we're about to lose that one, actually. Yeah, we're just kind of at a weird point. We could do some stuff in the Vale. We could probably do Harpy's Threaten. And Elemental War, if we're careful. Let's go after the leaders first. Let's clean some stuff up in the Barrens. Let's go after the leaders. And then if we're able to take care of that succinctly and without an issue, then maybe we can head into Stone Talon and try to work on some things in the Charred Vale. That stuff is going to be for next time, guys. I'm going to take a little bit of a break here. Thank you all very much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. I'm still having a blast here on the Mage, and I am doing my best to keep her alive. As I feel like I always do, but this time, yeah, we're doing good. We're almost at that threshold, right, where we don't want to jinx it. We're getting close to level 26, which would be our highest level character to date. So, very exciting. Thank you guys for being here for it. And we will see you back here again very soon. Bye for now.